Hello, this is Lisa Hazard and Misty Lure with the podcast We Are All Psychic. And today we have yet another special guest. I just met her. Her name is Cortney. Cortney, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everyone in the world, I guess.
Everyone's listening right now. Everybody.
Right now.
Yep. Right now is always right now. Yeah. Anyway, I have a question for you. Cortney, do you think we're all psychic?
Yes. I know there was a long pause there, wasn't there?
We love that.
Yes. Every human has the potential for psychic ability, especially when we all become more consciously connected.
And how do you think we do get more consciously connected?
Oh, okay, Saturday night.
It just came out. I want to do that. She has the answer.
It really is. We're all trying to ascend into a higher conscious level. And some of us who are already having the abilities of psychic powers or whatever you want to say, we're here to actually try to head the way, help everyone get to that. Because we are actually all of one mind.
Yeah.
So that's actually my goal in life. I do a lot of things, from the Akashic Records, energy healing, what have you, teaching ancient texts. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm trying to help my fellow man progress along because we all can do this.
Yes.
Exactly.
So have you always been around this kind of stuff or with the Akashic Records? And listeners, if you don't know what the Akashic Records are, Cortney's going to tell you about it later in a little bit. But I'm really curious how you opened up to that and how you learned about it and how to access it and what happened in your life to get you.
Well, I'll say first, my mother, when I was growing up, she would talk about the library. And she would always because people have known about this, especially Edgar Casey. He's the one. He was
I love him.
Yes, he was the forerunner especially in the 21st century. And so most people that are the products of the 60s and 70s definitely knew who Edgar Casey was. That was my mother. And so
that was my mother too. Yeah, my mother too.
She would talk about this library, but she could never remember the name of it. So I always grew up kind of having an idea, an inkling that there's this concept out there that our soul's journey, past, present, and future is somewhere that we can access. Jump however many years. I know I was 2016. And truthfully, I was raised with Native American beliefs from my father, and my mother was more, I would say, like a mixture of Buddhist and Druid.
Ooh, fun.
And later in life, I then became a very hardcore Christian, which I'm very happy I did because I learned a lot there. But then out of nowhere, my husband and I, in our own right, not even telling each other, kind of came out of the Christianity, and I reverted back to what I always was taught, what I grew up with. And in 2016, my husband, who is an avid podcast listener, I didn't even know what podcasts were. And he's like, listen to this, listen to that. And he, out of some podcast he was listening to, he brought up the records, the Akashic Records. And I went, I know exactly what that is. My mom told me all about that. And sorry, that's my dog sneezing. Settle down, baby.
Oh, that is fine.
We have lots of animals.
Yes, we do.
Sorry. This is a little side note. My little guy, he's a special one. He's allergic to everything. on the planet, I
Oh,
swear.
wow.
So,
We'd be
yeah.
perfect for each
But
other.
not you.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not
not
allergic
me.
to you.
So he might sneeze a bit, especially with the leaves, because to walk him right now is
Yeah,
difficult.
Yes.
So going back to I knew kind of what this podcast about the records we're talking about. I said, that's the library. And there was a great book. They were promoting a book by Lisa Barnett, I want to say. And I got the book because I had just come back to, okay, I'm going back to the essence of me. I'm going back to what I've always known and then enhancing. So I went very deep again into my meditation practice, into everything. And via that, I went, you know what? I wonder about these records. I wonder if I can do this.
Yeah.
And I got the book. I started practicing from what she writes about in this book. And I will tell you, it took, I would say about 8 months, because do the records want everyone to access them? Yes, they really do. But they will work with you to strip away any, let's say, human residue, especially to actually get into the records. Meaning, so for 8 months, I would say the first 4 months, imagine me kind of standing outside of a courtyard of a library. Like, I'm in, but I'm not. And every time I go in, and I did it at least 4 or 5 times a week, they would tell me, okay, we need you to go do X, Y, and Z. And it'd be ridiculous stuff. I mean, absolutely
like
ridiculous.
what? You remember?
Oh, I mean, like, I remember they asked me once for the next 3 weeks. Oh, what was it? It was something absolutely just didn't make sense. Like I'm not going to remember, but it was something so obscure, like don't eat pepperoni for the next 3 weeks. It was something so obscure. But it always, at the end, let's say at the end of those 3 weeks, it was that, aha, I know why they wanted me to do that. Okay. But I didn't know at the time what they were doing, and I'll go into who they are. I didn't know what they were doing as far as they were stripping me of, while I'm present there, of any human junk I might have, like ego, judgment.
Yes.
They were stripping me of that stuff before I could even enter.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure that you would do it first before you could even have a chance to go in, right?
And also because when you're there, none of that stuff is present.
Yeah,
absolutely,
I can see
nothing
that.
like that is present. I can access, imagine being able to access pretty much all the information of the universe if you would like. That's a lot of responsibility.
Heck yeah.
You cannot have any judgment when you're there, which I don't. Now, in my walking day life, am I still a human? Yeah. And I always give the example, if you're a jerk on the road and I'm going to judge you. You know what I mean?
Right. That's human nature. Yeah.
Yes. But when I'm present there, no, there's no ego. There's no judgments. It is, I wish I could explain. It is as if you are in the presence of pure love.
A different world,
and you're
completely.
just being that messenger for these people. And unfortunately, not everybody's story is great. And that's another thing. None of me can be there, so everything has to be honest. I can't come up with my own conclusions.
Right.
So for the first 4 months, I'm going to say they were stripping me of a lot of things with my conscious and subconscious, not even aware of it. And then I would say the next 4 months, it was purely me only asking and looking at my records. I was not allowed really access to other people's.
Okay.
And then I was able to start working with other people. So then I would do family and friends, that kind of thing. And eventually over time, it just turned into, I did not know if I would do it as a business, or I didn't know. I just knew it was the best way I could really help. I come from a career of case management. And I learned in that, people's free will, well, it's one of the most amazing things in the cosmos. It's very, very powerful, our free will, and it's very, very unique to us. But in case management, you can really only do so much.
Yes.
So,
and you see a lot, though.
Yes, you see a lot, and you can only do so much. So I figured, doing these records, I can maybe even do even more, because I don't have an establishment over me or any institution that are telling me how to help people. You see what I'm saying? I'm not in a box. I can help more. So
we love that, because that's why we did this podcast, is to help people. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, So, how did you start doing?
We both had questions.
Yes. Like, tell us more. Like
when it actually happens. Like,
with the records.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, a lot of people have different experiences, and it's because whatever somebody's talent may be, working with angels, working in the Akashic Records, working with what have you, when you start working with celestial beings of love and light, they will present things to you in the way that is best suited for you. So you might speak to other people that the records look like, I don't know, an emerald city, or they might look like a spaceship. I mean, it could look so different, but it's because it's them making it easy and accessible to what you need to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with, if somebody works with angels, that angel is going to appear to them the way that they need it to be seen.
Yes.
So in my particular way, imagine, let's first say, when I'm doing it, I'm physically here, I'm somewhat consciously here, but I am very much in a different, let's say,
like
just
a trance.
Let's say a different dimension, to just make it easier for the listeners to kind of understand.
Awesome.
And so I'm there, and with my clients, they have to state their name 3 times. And the reason I have them state their name is because when we speak, we're giving out frequency. So let's say I'm standing on, first I have to get there, and there is a gate. As a footnote to this past winter, when everybody was home, there were a lot of people, I think, listening to meditations online and trying to get in records.
Yes.
Because I went there a few times, and they quickly got me through the gate, and I would see this stuff on the outside, and they told me there's a lot of people that are trying to get in, that it's not that they don't want us there, is that they haven't gone through the process of cleansing your ego and, getting rid of judgment.
Wow.
So they were keeping them at bay.
Okay.
So I do want to say that they want us to be able to access, but there is a respect and a order to things.
So you did say you would explain. Who are they?
Yes, I'm getting to that. So, pardon me. Imagine, so let's say I get through the gate, and then for me, I do see like a beautiful courtyard, beautiful, huge library, kind of like English columns, or Greek columns, just beautiful. When I get to the gate, a being that I refer to as the librarian actually meets me. They open the door. For me, they are a tall female, and they all look the same. When I walk up to the door of the library, she's with me. And usually when I'm working with clients, that's my time. I'd be like, hey, do I need to know anything about me right now? Before I get into their story. Then I'm standing at the door of the library, and I have to turn to her. And there's certain things I have to say to not just get into the gate, but also get into the library. It's a very somewhat repetitive, respectful thing that I have to say, but it's because I'm a representative of my clients, and it's like I'm just that middle vessel I'm representing them to the client, and I'm representing the client to them,
Yeah. Right.
So when I get to the door, though, outside of the library, I say my thing, and then I have the client say their full legal name. And that grants me access into the library. Then I have the client say their name again, because at that time I'm asking them to go retrieve their story, their book, because I will see it as a book at this time. Usually then when they're going to go get the book, there's some kind of, depending on the client, there's some kind of symbolism shown. It could be like an apple tree or smoke or something to let me know that, this is going to represent who you're working with. And then when the book is presented, I have them state their name, their full legal name again, for me to clarify and make sure and confirm that it is their story that I'm looking at, their soul's journey. And I will tell you, I've learned a lot of things doing this.
I bet.
A lot of things. Usually, if I don't know that the person's going to ask about past lives, but they do, a very, very large book will come out and then it'll break into 3. It'll separate into 3 books, and I'll go, oh, this is going to go into some past life stuff. So, or he, whoever. And I want to also, because I had mentioned they, and you wanted to know. So when I'm looking at the book, it is all images. I'm not reading really anything. It's all images. I see the stories. I see the storyline. And in front of me, there's usually a librarian. There's like a librarian behind me at the door. There's a librarian in front of me. And normally what I refer to as guards of your book.
Wow.
It is not the same as guides. Often psychics talk about our guides. Our guides is a completely different thing to this. This is strictly, we all have at least 2 guards over our soul's journey in the library all the time watching.
Right. I can see that.
Right.
Because it's sacred. It's sacred. It's ours. It has to be guarded.
And they're also there standing before me to help me, because oftentimes, especially when it's a question for, should I do this? Should I do that? And it's a future prediction, a future, because I'll say nothing is written in stone.
Exactly.
Nothing is written in stone, especially right now, especially with the full moon that just happened.
Right.
All of our timelines are shifting and changing, and it's actually kind of wild up there right now.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. It's so when it's a future aspect, the guards and maybe librarian will help me, because let's say it's should I take this job or should I stay where I am situation? Let's just use that scenario. They will then kind of show me how both would play out. Like if you took the job, it's going to look like this. If you stay where you are, it's going to look like this.
Oh, that's so
and then, we can discuss either 2, or it's usually, no, please don't go that route that's detrimental to your health, or, you can do this, but along the way, let's pick up, some more growth, some more this. And so right now with everybody's timelines shifting, it is beautiful. It is actually very, very beautiful to see, because people are being presented with things and making decisions based on what's best for them, which is,
yes,
as we were talking at the very beginning, the first step to any higher consciousness.
Yes. I love that.
I have a question, Cortney. When you offer these Akashic Records readings, do people ever ask you what they're here for? Is that an answer?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Yes.
I always assume we have lots of purposes, but I was wondering that. So I always thought about the Akashic Records. It's like, find out purposes. You know, like why?
You know what? Good question, because honestly, that's why I even got into this.
Did you find your purpose? I
knew by my late 20s, a lot had happened in my life, and I knew that I needed to work in some kind of service. I needed to help people.
Yes.
But how do you go about that?
Right.
And then I also, my mind would go back and forth, because my degree is actually in fiction writing. That has nothing to do with, helping others and service work.
Oh, it does.
It does. It can, but it's, so I didn't really know what to do. And that was the real reason why I started looking into this in the first place, just for myself.
Okay.
So yes, that question comes up a lot.
Did you get your answer for your purpose, or one of them, or?
Yes. yes, I have.
That's really cool.
I still have my days though that I go, you sure?
Yeah.
You sure this is going to work out, guys? Yeah. I'm trusting. I am trusting, but let me tell you, it's getting a little difficult. Yes, I did. I did learn. But I want to throw it out there though. I wish that question was actually asked way more.
I want to know.
Not,
you want to do a demonstration?
I know.
I want. There's a lot of prep on my end before. I shouldn't say a lot, but I have to get into a meditative state.
Right.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had that happens to me too. Can we do it right now?
Yeah.
No, not inside
I'm like,
I'm not doing this right now. Like,
I think that you have to be prepared and ready, because you are going to that sacred place, you know, and that makes it even better, really, to me, because you're getting ready to go in there. You can't just do it like and snap your fingers. So I think that
it is different than just being psychic. It is different than just being psychic. You actually are leaving and going somewhere else. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just interpret it as, oh, it's quick psychic stuff. You can just answer like that.
Yeah.
And it's not.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So what all else can you find out? I mean, obviously you've talked about the future and the past. What else can you find out on there? I mean, give it up. Come on.
Yeah.
Fiction writer becomes Akashic Records purger.
Oh my goodness. I will tell you, see that I will. Okay. So I'm going to do my best. Because like I said, they're all access to all knowledge is there. With that is a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
So, have I been very curious and been like, oh, I need to know everything? Actually, I haven't, because they stripped me of all
curiosity.
Yeah.
Service.
Yeah. So, but they have revealed things over time, and I will often get things that I'll go there for, honestly, myself going, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And they then will be like, come here, we got to show you something, out of nowhere. I'm not expecting that. I will say Okay. I'm going to roll with it. I'm just going to roll with it. There is let's say a part of the source there, the ultimate source, God the Father, all light. It is there.
Right.
Like a small sphere of it. Because of course it can't encompass the all. There is a small, yes, there's a piece of it. And when they first showed me, I mean, words can't even explain to be next to that. Yeah, to be next to that kind of love. You can't. I just don't.
No words, I bet.
Yeah, I just don't have words. But I did turn to him. I said, "Why are you showing me this?" And they said, "Because you're always going to be right-sized." And I said, "What does that mean?" And they said, "Because you're always going to be just in what you do."
Wow. Wow.
And I said, "Okay." And I said, and then I go, "Okay, then what exactly is this?" And I mean, because you knew, you automatically knew.
Yes.
I mean, you could feel it. And it overwhelms you to a point that tears come no matter what. I mean, you just can't.
I know.
And that's only a little sphere of it.
You're going to have to crying in a minute. I'm going to start breaking down. Hang on.
Okay. And they wanted to tell me that actually was originally here on the planet. This is going to sound wild. The story of the tower in the Bible, which all religions have some kind of story of that, but I'll use that as, for most listeners will understand that. That was actually...
I actually don't. I don't know what the tower in the Bible is.
Okay. The story in the Bible. Okay, awesome. Good. Ooh, that's
I don't know
better. Cool. Okay, that's fine. I'll use it because it's the most common one. So back then, imagine all these people, they were so zealous for God that they wanted to build this huge tower high into the sky because they wanted to be close to him. But as they build, their egos build. Okay, let's say that.
Oh, yeah.
And God did not like this, crashing the tower down and scattering the people about and making them all talk in different languages and tongues. Okay. That is the story as to how we all kind of got spread around the planet and speak different languages. And then there's the tree of knowledge. These two there's the tree of knowledge too, like in Genesis. I will say I'm referencing the Bible, but all ancient texts have some kind of parable, some kind of story, from the Hindus to, everyone does. So I'm just using this. There was the tree of, the tree of knowledge, like the Eve thing of the, she bit the apple and now we're all sin, Well, those two are actually a combined story, they told me. That this sphere of love from the Father was originally here, and it was inside of that tree of life, inside that tree of truth and knowledge, and knowledge. And it wasn't just Eve.
So they ate God's love?
It wasn't just Eve. They were eating and loving on, and I understand, because if that light was inside that tree, that's what we would do. You're just drawn to it. But we're now also human, and not everybody should have that kind of knowledge. Not everybody actually operates in that kind of truth.
Right.
And so that tree was demolished. And yes, with that, we all had to scatter. And when I say tree, I really want you to think of the biggest thing you could possibly imagine. Okay. Mm-hmm. So those two stories are actually really connected. And the part that is in the Akashic Records is the part from the tree.
Wow.
So it's not that meaning we humans can access it, but we got to stay right-sized. We got to be able to,
out of the way.
Yes, we got to be able to handle truth and knowledge.
Right. That's amazing.
I love that so much. I know. I want to get that book. I'm gonna order it.
Yeah. Shout out to Lisa.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
So, Cortney, if anyone who's listening wants to learn more or get services from you, have you read their Akashic Records? Do you have any way for people to contact you? Do you have a website or Facebook or anything?
Yeah, I have a ton. I have. Yeah. And I will do a little thing because I don't know when this is going to air, but I am doing a huge Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale.
I'm hoping to mix it tonight. I'm hoping to mix it tonight and post it. So
okay, because I'll do 30-minute Akashic record readings over the phone, which it's the exact same thing of me in person. So 30 minutes for $30, which is actually a really good deal. That's what
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. She's doing it. First in line.
Your friend Terry
I'm
told you about me. That was exactly what she did, was the 30 for 30.
Oh.
But you can find that at Stars of the Morning Light. Yes, a very long title for my business.
Love it.
But we are stars of the morning light, and always choose the light, always choose the sun.
And listeners, I'll put any information she's giving me to find her. I'll put it in the podcast description too.
Wait,
okay, excellent.
Before we do anything else, you still have to answer the question, who are they? What are they? You did not answer
librarians.
The librarians, the guards.
Give me go down. Showdown. Go.
The librarians and the guards are the ones I work with up there. Unless on the offbeat chance this does happen, sometimes when people's stories come out, some of their guides also show up. And that's when I know, okay, this one's going to be a little bit heavier than, or this person needs a lot of information. Everyone's very happy they have shown up, because oftentimes people that do reading, come to me for readings, they themselves have gifts.
Oh yeah,
or they themselves have, right?
Yeah, that's where it starts. Yeah.
Right. So, they is the librarians and the guards of your stories.
And what do they look like? How do they come to you?
It's different. Well, the librarians, I will say, will look the same to me every time. It's kind of just a tall, slender woman.
Right. What about the guards?
The guards, they look. Sometimes they're similar, but they are actually different. I get a lot, which is awesome, cat heads with a lot of people, which makes sense to me.
We are just talking about that.
Yes. So it makes sense to me.
Yes.
So they can look different for other people. I mean, I've had some that definitely weren't that. I mean, I've had from big things to little fairy type things. And it's like, okay.
Oh my God.
Same as how our guides are like that. Our guides come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Right.
And do you have any advice for listeners to possibly start on this journey of trying to open themselves up to be able to access the Akashic Records other than the book?
I am a firm believer that any spiritual growth, any spiritual learning, development has to start with a foundation of meditation and gratitude.
Yeah.
Those are your two pillars that you can stand in the middle of.
Yes.
So for anyone, I mean, yes, we can all access this, and yes, it takes time to get there. That is where to truly fundamentally start, is a foundation of two pillars, meditation and gratitude.
Gratitude. You can't go wrong with gratitude in any area of your life. If
you're meditating,
you're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was actually one of the ideas for the podcast we were going to do today before Cortney appeared out of nowhere.
See how it works.
Yes.
This is great.
That's exactly
we're all psychics. We're all psychics.
Yes. It happens. So I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app. And it's also a website, everclear.com, where you can get your advice from psychics and empaths and get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And any last messages for everybody, Cortney? I've really enjoyed this. You've educated me big time because I've never talked to anybody about the Akashic Records, really.
Oh, excellent.
I've read about them. I've looked into them. I know what they're supposed to be and all this. I have my ideas, but never talked to somebody who ever read them. So
okay, very
real
cool.
Pleasure.
Well, so, I also have a YouTube channel that I teach from. I just started this last week, but it's coming into play that I'm going to start teaching from the different ancient texts. Like the Emerald tablets, like, the Kabbalion, that I'm going to be teaching from that free. Of course, it's YouTube. If you go to starsofthemorninglight.com, there's a free meditation podcast there that is normally just 10 minutes because I try to stress, just take 10 minutes for yourself every day.
Perfect.
And then my services are there as well. Sweetheart and ladies, I should say, everyone, I'm open to, I love educating.
Me too.
I love educating. That is actually my main purpose.
Yeah. And I love learning. So yeah.
I do too. I like both.
I'm a heart healer, peacemaker, storyteller, which really boils down to I can do that well enough by teaching others.
Oh, I love it.
Because we all have the power to heal ourselves. Yes. We all have the power to bring in peace into this world. And we all have our own stories.
Yes.
So visit Stars of the Morning Light on YouTube, visit the website, and I am always open for discussions and helping others to learn and learn myself, So
Black Friday, you said you're going to start having your sale?
I'm doing a Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Between the hours, I think 10 and 6. I'm just going to be calling people, rotating.
So how can they schedule? Is it on your website?
Yeah, it is on the website. Go to, I think it's the price plans. When you go to the website, hit more, and there's a blog and there's the price and plans on there. If you send your $30, email me and I will tell you the slots that are available. I'll email you when I get the $30 and then I'll say, this is what's available. You know what I mean? Great. And I will say right now, ladies, at least you two, there's a whole lot available. Right.
Well, they are now, but not for long.
Not for long.
Right. I hope.
Not for long.
Yeah. I'm going to get like 6 of them.
I am too.
I need to read. I need a lot of book reading and an Akashic record. I need to find
yes.
All out.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Lisa and Misty, I also, just on the side, if you ever want to email me, I reference so many books. I will always be like, you should read this. You should read this. Boy. So if you ever have a question, a lot of my response will be like, you need to read this and then get back to me.
Okay. Girl, Books A Million is my store. I'm telling you, I live there. I love the books.
Excellent. Good.
Cortney, thank you so much. You've been awesome.
Thank you.
Always thank you, listeners. Listeners,
yes.
we love you, and thank you so much for listening.
And hello, new listeners and listeners out there.
Cortney, we'd love to have you back.
Nice to meet you. Yes.
And they'll want you back, I can tell.
I want you back already. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thank you so much. Everybody have a great weekend, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be when you hear this. And if it's before Black Friday, find her. It's necessary for your survival.
And your sanity.
And your happiness.
Yes.
You might find out your purpose. So that's pretty exciting. Yes. I'm doing it.
That's a good Friday present.
Have a good
Exactly.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.